Good morning students. Today we will study physical properties of carboxylic acid. Physical properties of carboxylic acid. Right. So the first physical property which we study is physical state. Now the carboxylic acid which contains C1 to C3 carbons, they are liquids with pungent odor. Very strong smell they have. So they are liquids with pungent odor. From C4 to C10, they are oily liquids. And above them, above the C10, they are solids. Okay, above C10 they are solids. Got it? Now the second property, let us come to the boiling point. Now boiling point of the carboxylic acid, they are higher than the alcohols. You know that if we compare alcohols, ethers, hydrocarbons, haloalkanes, alcohols have maximum boiling point, but carboxylic acid boiling point is even greater than that of alcohol, and this is due to the greater extent of hydrogen bonding which occurs in the carboxylic acid. Right, carboxylic acid, they are connected with the help of hydrogen bonding, and even this hydrogen bonding exists in the vapor phase. In the vapor phase also they will be present in the form of dimer. Right, see this hydrogen bonding, dimer means two molecules are joined together. So in the vapor phase, two molecules will remain attached with the help of intermolecular hydrogen bonding, and they exist as dimer. So due to the greater extent of intermolecular hydrogen bonding, the boiling point of carboxylic acid is even more than that of alcohols. Right, and you know that if the molecular mass increases, okay, so boiling point also increases, because van der Waals forces of attraction increases, molecular mass increases, van der Waals forces of attraction increases, the boiling point also increases. Okay, now let us come to the third property, that is solubility. So the carboxylic acids, they are highly soluble in water. Lower members, they are fairly soluble in water, and this is again due to the formation of intermolecular hydrogen bonding with that of water molecule, because it is capable of forming the hydrogen bond with water molecule. It can easily dissolve in water. Okay, now as you know that this molecular mass increases, this alkyl group increases, and as this alkyl group increases, then the solubility will decrease, because you know that in the carboxylic acid, this part is hydrophobic in nature, whereas this is hydrophilic in nature. On increasing the molecular mass, the alkyl group, right, this will increase, and if this will increase, means alkyl group mass will increase, the hydrophobic end will increase, and therefore the solubility decreases. Therefore the higher members are less soluble in water, but they will be also soluble due to the formation of intermolecular hydrogen bonding, but they will be sparingly soluble. As the molecular mass increases, the solubility will decrease. Lower members are fairly soluble. Okay, now they all will be soluble in the organic solvents also. Okay, so this is regarding the physical properties of carboxylic acid. Now let us come to the chemical properties of carboxylic acid. So in the chemical properties, the first type of property which we will study is the reactions in which this OH bond of the carboxylic acid, it is broken. Okay, this OH bond is broken. So in this, the first we will study is acidic nature of carboxylic acid. acidic nature. So the carboxylic acids are acidic in nature, right? And they will show the following type of reaction. They will react with active metals which are electropositive, such as sodium, potassium. Highly electropositive metals, they will react with the carboxylic acid and liberate hydrogen gas. They will also react with alkalis such as sodium hydroxide, potassium hydroxide, and also they will react with mild bases such as carbonates and bicarbonates. So one by one we will study. The first one we will study is reaction with active metals. The carboxylic acids, they react with active metals such as sodium and will form sodium salt of carboxylic acid, and hydrogen gas will be liberated. Got it? This is sodium carboxylate. So when carboxylic acids, they react with active metals, they liberate hydrogen gas, and this is the property of acid, that when the acid reacts with metal, they liberate hydrogen gas. Okay, so why this happens? Because this metal, it has greater tendency to release the electron than that of hydrogen. So the hydrogen ion which is released from here, it will accept the electron given by sodium or any other active metal and will liberate as a hydrogen gas. So this is the first reaction where acidic nature of carboxylic acid is shown. Okay, let us take one example, such as if we have ethanoic acid or acetic acid and we react it with sodium metal, it will give sodium ethanoate and hydrogen gas will be liberated. So you will get sodium ethanoate and hydrogen gas will be liberated, right? So this is the first property where its acidic nature is shown. Now the next reaction with alkali. Reaction with alkali. So when carboxylic acid react with alkali, alkalis are those compounds which will give you hydroxide ion when dissolved in water. So we take here sodium hydroxide and what will happen? See, hydrogen from here and OH from here, it will be liberated and you will get again sodium carboxylate and water will be released. Okay, so acid, this is acidic in nature and this is base. So acid plus base will give you salt. Okay, this is acid and base, so they will give you salt. So this is a reaction which you can say, this is a which type of reaction? This is neutralization reaction. This is neutralization reaction. What is neutralization reaction? A reaction in which acid and base react together to form salt is known as neutralization reaction. So this is example of neutralization reaction, right? Now the next reaction we will study with carbonates and bicarbonates. Reaction with carbonates and bicarbonates. So when carboxylic acids, they react with sodium carbonate, okay, then we get sodium carboxylate, carbon dioxide gas, and water will be formed. Let us balance this reaction. We will take 2 moles of this. We will get 2 moles of this. Okay. Now here, friends, this carbon dioxide gas which is liberated, it comes out with brisk effervescence. Okay, fizzy sound will be heard. Therefore, this reaction you can use as a test for carboxylic acid. In one test tube, if the carboxylic acid is given and you pour sodium carbonate solution into it, then if you hear the fizzy sound, the brisk effervescence, the gas is liberated with brisk effervescence, then it shows that the given compound is carboxylic acid. With baking soda or with sodium bicarbonate also, the similar reaction is shown, which can also be used as a test for the carboxylic acid. Right. So in both cases we get sodium carboxylate, and this carbon dioxide gas, it is liberated with brisk effervescence, and it shows that the given compound is carboxylic acid. If you pass this carbon dioxide in lime water, the lime water will turn milky, so showing that the given compound is carboxylic acid. So in this way we have 3 reactions to show the acidic nature: reaction with active metal, reaction with alkali, and reaction with carbonate and bicarbonate. Let us further study about the acid strength of carboxylic acids. So next we will study acidic strength of carboxylic acid. Now when carboxylic acids, they are dissolved in water, they dissociate to give you carboxylate ion and hydronium ion. Okay, since they are acidic in nature, the hydronium ion will be produced. Okay, so let us, according to the law of mass action, the equilibrium constant of this reaction will be concentration of carboxylate ion, concentration of hydronium ion, concentration of carboxylic acid, and concentration of water. The equilibrium constant is equal to the product of concentration of the products by product of concentration of the reactants. Now you know that this water is a weak electrolyte. Since it is a weak electrolyte, its concentration will almost remain constant because it will dissociate almost to the negligible extent. So we can take this on this side and we can write the value of equilibrium constant in this form. Isn't it? Because water is a weak electrolyte and it dissociates almost to the negligible extent, we can take its concentration constant. Now we can put a new constant instead of water, that is K dash, right? That is equal to RCO minus H3O plus concentration divided by carboxylic acid concentration. Okay. Now this Kk plus, it is a new constant, we can write it as Ka. Okay, and that is equal to RCO minus concentration, that is carboxylate ion concentration, hydronium ion concentration divided by carboxylic acid concentration. Now this Ka, this is known as dissociation constant of acid. Dissociation constant of acid. Okay. Now this pKa. pH is negative logarithm of hydrogen ion concentration or hydronium ion concentration. Similarly, pKa is negative logarithm of Ka. Okay, pKa is negative logarithm of Ka. So now you see here, more the hydronium ion concentration, more will be the value of Ka. Means if an acid gives more number of hydronium ions, its Ka value will be higher. Okay, so if Ka is higher means your acid is a strong acid. If Ka is weaker or lesser, so higher the Ka value, higher will be the hydronium ion concentration and stronger will be the acid, right? Similarly, if lower the Ka value, lower will be the hydronium ion concentration and weaker will be the acid, right? So now you see here, pKa is negative logarithm of Ka, means higher the Ka, lower will be the pKa. So if lower the pKa, higher will be the Ka, stronger will be the acid. If higher the pKa, lower will be Ka, weaker will be the acid, right? So they are inversely proportional. Higher the pKa, lower will be Ka, and then lower the Ka means weaker is the acid. If lesser is the pKa, higher will be Ka, and then stronger will be the acid. So by comparing the Ka or pKa values, we can compare the acidic strength of carboxylic acid. Now let us study that why the carboxylic acid are acidic in nature. Okay, so let us do. We will study reason for acidic strength. Now let us first see the resonating structure of carboxylic acid. Okay, this is the structure of carboxylic acid, and here what happens, that these electrons they will move here, and then these electrons, since oxygen is electronegative, it will withdraw the electron, hence it will bear the negative charge, 3 lone pairs, and here double bond will come, this oxygen will bear positive charge, and these are the resonating structure of carboxylic acid, right? So you can see that here oxygen, you know that it is highly electronegative in nature, but in this structure, second one, it is bearing the positive charge, and due to this it becomes electron deficient, hence it will try to pull. Here you see that here this oxygen is electronegative, so it pulls the electron from this pi electrons, and therefore it is bearing the negative charge. Now to make up the valency of this carbon, these electrons from oxygen is coming here in the form of double bond, and this oxygen is bearing positive charge. Now oxygen is bearing positive charge here, and in such a structure it become you can say that unstable, because more electronegative atom, when it bears a positive charge, the structure will become less stable, and due to this what will happen, it will pull the electron from here, it will pull the electron from this OH bond. Okay, so it will release the proton easily, and due to, because this oxygen is positively charged, it is pulling the electron from this OH bond, and due to this it is pushing the proton outside, and therefore it is releasing the proton, hence it is acidic in nature, right? Now after the removal of this proton, we will have the structure. We will have this structure because it has taken electron, it will become satisfied, its valency will be satisfied. So we will have this structure. Now this will be further resonance stabilized. How it will be resonance stabilized? These electrons, they will move further here, and these electrons will be taken up by the oxygen, because oxygen is electronegative, it pulls the pi electron. Hence we will have the another resonating structure which is here. Okay, now you compare the resonating structure of carboxylic acid and carboxylate ion. In the structure of carboxylic acid, the more electronegative atom, it is bearing the positive charge. First thing, to make it unstable. The second thing is that here both the charges are there, positive and negative, both charges are there, means charge separation is there. And in the resonating structures, when there is charge separation, the structure become unstable, means the structure of carboxylic acid is not so stable. Here you see in the carboxylate ion, in both the structures, the oxygen, that is electronegative oxygen, it is bearing only negative charge. No charge separation is there, positive charge is not present on more electronegative oxygen atom. Hence these structure of the carboxylate ions, anions, they are more stable than the resonating structure of carboxylic acid. Hence it will have tendency to donate the proton and come in the form of carboxylate ion, and therefore carboxylic acids are acidic in nature and donate proton easily. Once more, what happens here, that in the carboxylic acid, since the oxygen is bearing positive charge here, it will withdraw the electron from this OH bond. Due to this, it can release the proton easily. Okay, now after removal of the proton, it converts to carboxylate ion. This carboxylate ion have more stable resonating structure than carboxylic acid, and therefore it donates the proton easily and it is acidic in nature. Got it? Next thing, that how we can increase the acidic strength of carboxylic acid. What is the effect of the substituent on the acidic strength of carboxylic acid? Now let us see here. Suppose we have ethanoic acid. Right, now in this ethanoic acid, this methyl group, it is electron releasing, it has plus I effect. Okay, it has plus I effect. So what it will do, by pulling off these electrons, what will happen, due to this electrons which are pulled here, this carbon will have positive charge, and due to this carbon which has positive charge, it will pull the electron from the oxygen, and because it is pulling the electron from the oxygen, this oxygen is pulling the electron from the OH bond, because it gets the positive charge. Now if suppose the positive charge of the carbon is satisfied by plus I group, because I have attached here plus I group, so what will happen, if this oxygen will pull the electron, this carbon which is becoming electron deficient, its electron density will be satisfied by this plus I effect group. Hence it will not pull strongly the electron from the OH oxygen. Okay, therefore this oxygen will not pull the electron from this OH bond, hence the proton will not be released easily. Therefore the acidic strength decreases. So more the plus I effect group will be attached and lesser will be the acidic strength. Okay, means plus I effect means electron releasing. So if electron releasing groups are attached to the carboxylic acid, it will increase the electron density on the carboxylic carbon, and therefore it will decrease the acidic strength of carboxylic acid. Okay, now if suppose instead of this I attach here another group, okay, or here I put NO2, nitro group, then what happens? Now this nitro group, it has minus I effect, that is, it is electron withdrawing in nature. So what it will do, it will withdraw the electron from this carbon, that is inductive effect. So this carbon will now withdraw the electron from the carboxylic carbon. Now see students, see if suppose this nitro group is attached to the carbon chain in the carboxylic acid. So this nitro group has minus I effect. Hence what it will do, it will withdraw the electron from this carbon. Now this carbon will withdraw the electron from this carboxylic carbon. Hence there will be deficiency of electrons on this carbon, that is carboxylic carbon. So it will pull the electron from the oxygen atom from here. So this oxygen will become electron deficient, hence it will pull the electron from this OH bond and the proton can be released easily. So if electron withdrawing group is attached, then the acidic strength will increase, because the electron withdrawing group actually it decreases the electron density on this oxygen, hence it will increase the polarity of this OH bond, isn't it? And it will also stabilize the carboxylate ion which is formed, because it will decrease the negative charge on this carboxylate ion. Whereas if we have a electron releasing group, so it will release the electron, hence the electron density on the oxygen will increase, hence it will destabilize the carboxylate ion. So electron withdrawing groups stabilize the carboxylate ion, electron releasing groups destabilize the carboxylate ion, hence it will electron releasing group will decrease the acidic strength, electron withdrawing group will increase the acidic strength. Now greater the magnitude of plus I effect group, weaker will be the acid, right? Stronger the magnitude of minus I effect group, stronger will be the acid. If more strong plus I effect it shows, weaker will be the acid. More strong minus I effect it shows, stronger will be the acid. Okay. So and nearer the electron withdrawing group, so stronger will be the acid. Okay. If it will be far away, then it will be weaker. So these points you have to remember while comparing the acidic strength of various carboxylic acids. Right. Now I will give you the order in which plus I and minus I effect is shown by the various groups. So minus I effect groups, they are such as phenyl group, then ido, then bromo, then chloro, then fluoro, right? Then cyano, then nitro, then CF3. Then similarly acidic strength will be such CF3, because CF3 has a maximum minus I effect group, so this will be the strongest acid. Then CHCl2COH, here two minus I effect groups are there. Then CH2 NO2COH, then CH2 CnCOH, right? So in this way you can compare. Similarly for plus I effect groups, the order will be like that, in this order, and the acidic strength will be methanoic acid will be the strongest, then ethanoic acid, because as the plus I effect increases the acidic strength will decrease. So note down these trends, right? Next we will study the acidic strength of aromatic acids in the next class. Till then, goodbye.